Welcome everyone online. It's Lynn here and Gulshan.
Hi, I'm Gulshan.
And welcome also to everyone here. So the goal of today, of course, is to have a nice meditate together and feel thoughtlessly aware. And meditation with Sahaja Yoga is that state where you're not thinking. Because if you're thinking, you're either in the past or in the future. So you're thinking about what's happened or you're thinking about what you're going to do. So you're actually nowhere. So by raising our own spiritual energy, which is the Kundalini, our mothering, nurturing energy that everyone has at the base of the spine, she automatically takes you into the central channel, which is the present. And also connects us to that energy that's all around us, that all-pervading energy that's responsible for our evolution. And we can go into meditation then, which is the thoughtless state. So we'll talk a little bit more about that after we meditate, I think. So what we want to do, so for those of you online who are here for the first time, we're going to awaken that energy within ourselves. If you've done it even just once before, it's always good to do it again, and just consolidate that feeling of your own energy awakened and that thoughtless state, which is a very delicious meditative state. So we've got our shoes off. So anyone who's new online, if you would like to take your shoes off, because we want to connect with Mother Nature. So as close to the earth as we can by taking our shoes off. I'm also going to light a candle, so we're going to use the element of the fire. So anytime you find thoughts coming, a way of also dissipating that overactive brain, you can also just look towards the candle, and that helps neutralise that thinking state as well. So if you have a candle at home, or a tea light candle like we've got here, feel free to light that as well. It's also good having a photograph of Shri Mataji, because having someone with really good vibrations is another way to add to our own feeling of meditation.
Most people can relate to the fire. For instance, when we sit around the campfire and you're watching the flames, often you find you go a bit thoughtless. Little do we realize that actually this area is the element that uses to clear this area is the fire. So that's actually what's happening to us without even us knowing. But now we have...
We'll use the fire
element
today.
Yeah.
On another day, we'll also use the water element, which is also good for clearing some of our chakras, our energy centers. But we'll concentrate on the fire today. So what we do when we awaken our Kundalini energy for the first time is we put our right hand on the left side of our being at the various energy centers. So let's just sit for a minute, take our attention inside, and we can focus on our breath. If you can close your eyes, do so. Otherwise, you can look towards the flame. Just watch as your breath sort of slows down. And we'll ask ourselves a few fundamental questions as we take our attention inside and down towards our Kundalini energy. So the first place is we'll put our right hand on our heart on the left-hand side. So still focusing on your breath, keeping your attention inside. So the question we're going to ask ourselves here is, who am I? Am I this body, the mind that keeps thinking all the time? Am I the emotions, things that have happened to me in the past, or things I'm going to do in the future? Who am I? And taking our hand now to our centre of our own self-mastery, which is just under the rib cage, the top part of your stomach. So it's above the area of the belly button, but below your heart. So here we're going to ask a fundamental question to ourselves. So we're still questioning at the minute. Am I my own master? So we're asking this question because we want to know if we're really listening to our own nature, or are we listening to the voice of society or other people? Are we listening to the approval from other people because we want to do what other people think is right? Or am I my own master? So let's go down now to the next energy center, which is at the hip area where the body and the leg join, that crease there. So we're putting our right hand into that crease, just a little bit to the left of our central nervous system. So here we're going to ask for the answers to those questions, which is the pure knowledge of ourselves. So we're asking our own Kundalini, we will call her mother, because she's an energy just waiting to look after us and guide us on our true evolutionary journey. So we'll say, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge of myself. Really desiring from your heart I'm going to say that about 6 times. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge of my true self. Coming back up to the top of our stomach, just at the bottom of the rib cage, just below the ribs on the left-hand side, using our right hand still. The left hand is open on our lap. And here we can now answer that question, am I my own master? With the statement that I am my own master. And that's because we now have that pure knowledge of our true self. And you can start to feel the answers to any question you might have, either in your chakras or energy centers, or after some time, you should start to feel those answers in your hands themselves. I am my own master. And now coming up with the hand up to our heart on the left-hand side. So now we can answer that question, who am I? With the only part of us that is eternal, and that is the spirit. So we can answer, I am pure spirit. So we're really trying to get that connection with our own spirit and identify with our spirit. And our Mother Kundalini will take us there. So we can affirm, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Say that quite a few times. And now as that energy rises up through our central nervous system, we want to clear the passageway, in particular at the neck. There's a center that gets blocked if we feel guilty. This is the Vishuddhi center. So on the left, we're going to hold with our right hand that shoulder and neck area, the joint of the shoulder with the neck, holding it quite firmly. And you can turn your head a little to the right, so you can grab that easily. And here we'll clear this centre of any guilt by simply saying, Mother, I'm not guilty. So we're the pure spirit, so we don't need to feel guilty for anything from the past. Mother, I'm not guilty. So there's about 16 qualities at this centre that will slowly become awakened. So try to say 16 times if you were counting, but you don't have to, that I am not guilty. A few more times. Mother, I'm not guilty. Now we're going up to the sixth energy centre, which is the one at our forehead, and we'll just, with our right hand cupped in a cup, we'll lower our forehead into the palm of our hand, and we'll hold it quite firmly with the hand. And here we can clear this centre by forgiving. So Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. So just try to feel that quality of forgiveness, letting go. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. And let's just take it from behind as well. So tipping our head back, and again with the palm of the hand holding your head. And here we can just ask, Mother, if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. So you can take out any worry about anything, because we are forgiven with a pure spirit. And then coming up with your head in the central position, just pushing the fingers back. So we're going to put the centre of the palm on the centre of the top of our head, and that's the fontanelle bone area, the soft part when we were a baby. And it becomes soft again after you've been meditating for a while. So pushing down on that fontanelle area and just rotating the scalp in a clockwise direction. So you're going left, forward, right, back. Pushing down quite firmly, just massaging the scalp and asking with your heart, Mother, please give me my self-realization. That's if it's your first time. Mother, please strengthen and establish my self-realization. And then raising your hand, just taking your attention with your hand up on top of your head. You may feel a little flow of vibrations, very slight. Could be warm, could be cool. Ideally, it'll be cool. But keeping your attention up there where your hand is, and now bring both hands open in your lap. And keeping your attention on top of your head where your hand was. And just try to feel what's happening there. Just try to feel that silence. If any thought comes, you can just open your eyes and look towards the candle, or simply don't answer the thoughts and watch them disappear. Just noticing your breath is slowed down. Feeling that lovely feeling in your heart. Just take your attention with that feeling up, back on top of your head. You can even ask, Mother, please establish my self-realization. If you feel your attention wandering, just with your right hand, just raise up your Kundalini energy from the base of the spine up to the top of your head and just touching the top. Do that 3 times. And slowly opening your eyes. Just see how you're feeling in your hands. If they're feeling warm or feeling cool. Or if there's any tinglings in any of the fingers. So if there were any thoughts, that means it's a bit of the past or the future coming. So that's on the chart where you've got the yellow line of the future and the blue line of the past. But our meditation, when the thoughts stop, that's the present moment, and that's the central nervous system. So we'll develop that a little bit further in a minute. Gulshan might take us through a balancing, just to see if that feelings in our hands change with that balancing.
Okay.
We've also got a little video, Shri Mataji talking about the 7th center, this Sahasrara chakra, which literally means 1,000, Sahasrara, 1,000. So there's 1,000 qualities in that center. And welcome to Paul, who's joined us He might take us through another meditation on the Sahasrara a bit later as well, if he feels like it. And did you have any questions that you wanted to clarify at all? No.
Okay, that's all right. We'll just go through the practical side a little bit more now. So we'll begin with raising our Kundalini and placing our bandhan. So that's gets it easier as you go home and try and do it. So left hand comes in front and the right hand rotates in a clockwise direction, going out, not bringing it in, but going out.
Oh yeah, the other way. Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we tie a knot. And second time again, bring it in and then take it out. So that way. Yeah, that's good. Now lift your head up and we tie 2 knots. And for the third time again, watch your left hand as it comes up. So your attention is on your left hand. Bring it up to the top of your head and we tie 3 good strong knots. So this is really placing our Kundalini on top of our head. And then the bandhan that we place, so the bond of protection, starting from the left side with our right hand. Take your hand to the left side, over the top of your head to your right and back. That's 1. And we're going to do that 7 times. So second for the second chakra, third for the third chakra within us in the stomach, 4th chakra, 5th chakra, 6th on your forehead, and the 7th, which is on top of the head. So we'll just do a little bit of balancing first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the top chakra, which is the Sahasrara chakra. But just for balancing, if you just bring your hands up a little bit to your heart level and just see how you feel. Watch whether there's any cool breeze on your hands, whether there's any tingling sensation. Also, sometimes one hand will feel a little heavier than the other. So you can close your eyes, or you can watch the candle, whatever works for you, or Shri Mataji's face. Sometimes that's very calming because the Kundalini is so brilliantly strong. It is very calming to just watch Shri Mataji's face, and it takes away all the thoughts from within us. I am feeling a little bit on the heavy on my left hand. I'm not sure if anyone else is feeling that. So to clear the left hand, we'll just drop, you can bring your hand down on your lap, we'll just drop the right hand towards the earth. And here, we just ask the mothering energy, the Kundalini, to please take away all the heaviness from my left side into the earth through the right hand. So this is one really easy way of clearing, but also to strengthen your left side, and this works really well. We are going to keep our left hand in our lap, bring your right hand on top of your left hand, raise it up, raise your left side up, bring it down to your right and drop it to your right. So what this does is it strengthens and raises your left side, which is a little bit weak, as we notice, and it also at the same time cools down the right side. So we do it about 7 times. We'll see if Lynn stops, because I've lost count while I was talking. But it doesn't matter if you do it 7 or 10 or 9, it's fine.
I think it's 7.
Okay, now just bring your hands up again to your heart level and see if you notice any difference. This is quite subtle, but it works pretty brilliantly. So just raise your hands and see how you feel now. The tingling may have stopped, and a little bit of very gentle cool starts to blow in the palm. So we're looking for the palm in your hand. If you're still feeling a few tingling sensations in your fingertips, we'll still place our right hand towards the earth. So this is just to give our left hand a little bit more cleaning. Another minute. You can close your eyes so you can watch the flame. And again, we just ask the mothering energy, the Kundalini, to please take away all the obstructions from my left side. And Mother Kundalini, please take them out into the earth through my right hand. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, please establish the qualities of my left side within me. And it doesn't need to be very long, so we bring our right hand back on our lap. So palms are always open, and we lift our left hand from the elbow up towards the back behind us. Yep, that's right. So this is using the ether element now. And here we're going to try and clear our right side. So again, asking the mothering energy to please take away all the excessive heat, all the speediness, all the agitation, all the anxiousness, all my worries from my right side into the air through the left hand. If you feel you've had a very rushed day at work and you've been really being very speedy, and you feel you've also just been thinking too much and you're worried, this is one really good way to take it all out from my right side into the air through the left hand. And while this is happening, just take your attention to the top of your head. I'll close my eyes, but you can watch the flame if you wish to. So the attention goes on top of our head. And again, if you notice a thought coming, let the thought come, let the thought go, because the moment you get entangled into the thought, this stops working for us. So thoughts are a bit of a pest, and we're going to ignore them, let them come and let them go. Attention on top of your head. And just see how you feel on your right hand, whether there's still tingling sensations or there's a bit of heat radiating, or whether it starts to settle down and you feel a very gentle, cool blowing out. And also initially it takes a few tries, so don't worry if you don't feel it straight away either. Bring our hand down and just give your hands a good rub. Just give them a good rub. And now let's have our hands out and just see how you feel. And here we're going to ask the mothering energy, Mother Kundalini, and you can also request Shri Mataji to please give me balance of vibrations in both my channels and in both my hands. Mother Kundalini, please rise through my central channel, and please let me feel your presence on top of my head. And just take your attention to the top. So if you just slowly open your eyes and just look around you, you can hear the sounds, you can look, and you can see what's in front of you, but just see any thoughts, or they've gone, and the mind is still and silent. And that is being in meditation. So it's quite easy to do, and you can meditate with your eyes open too. It's just about where the attention is. And if you can, just keep an eye on where the attention is and be quite firm and say, hang on, not going there, not thinking that, and pull it back and bring it up here, then that's the process one does to try and have the attention on top of your head to go into meditation. Did you notice any difference on your hands?
Slightly.
That's good. That's very good. If you
Very slight.
can even feel that there is a slight difference, that's pretty good. So this is clearing. This is what one could do when you come home at night after you've done your day of work and dealt with so many different people. This is one way of internal cleansing. We brush our teeth, wash our face for the outside cleansing. So this is the internal cleansing of our chakras. And you can do that within 10 minutes every day, and it's quite easy. And just to now briefly mention about Sahasrara, and then we'll perhaps go on to a talk, or we might have a meditation from Paul. This is putting you on a spot here. You can say no if you wish. It's fine. All those little pet circular wheels are chakras, and each one was developed and awakened as humanity evolved. And at the moment we are here. To get to this chakra, normally it would take a very, very long time, but Shri Mataji really wanted this process to be quick and easy, and that is the name of the meditation that she decided to call it as Sahaja Yoga, which is easy and instantly. It happens straight away. So this is the chakra on top of her head, and as Lynn mentioned, it has 1,000 petals or 1,000 qualities within it. So each chakra has a particular amount of petals, and they also stand for the qualities within us. And this one has 1,000 petals and 1,000 qualities, so that's quite big. People often say that if you were to slice up the head and have a look, you can see 1,000 nerve endings on our head. And each one has a special quality, and they're all qualities that help us to be a better human being. And to connect with that, one would ask, why is it so important to connect to the Sahasrara? When this chakra is opened and it's awakened and the Kundalini rises, she connects to the super energy, the supercharger that manages everything in this world. Some people call it the Ruh. There's lots of different words in different languages. Some call it the real baptism, where you connect with the almighty power. And in the Hindu religion, it is often getting your moksha or your nirvana, which happens very quickly. And why was it decided to have that happen so quickly? Is because we are meant to connect with the power that created us, and we are meant to also listen to the power that created us. So that is what it is, really, and it is quite easy. But I won't go too much because then it gets a bit complicated and wordy. We'll keep it to practical level. What's next, Lynn? Is there a talk of Shri Mataji?
We do have a very brief talk of Shri Mataji. She's talking about some of the qualities of the Sahasrara and our spirit.
All right.
So I'll play that. We've got a surprise viewing on this television. Hopefully it'll work.
Even I get to enjoy it, so come on.
Right, I think we've got it here. And all I need to do bear with me for a moment, folks, while
So while Lynn's getting the talk ready, please have your hands in your lap, palms up and open.
All right. So everything should be fine for everyone online. And we here will...
This spirit, when it manifests, it also gives you a state which we call as collective consciousness. It's the state by which you become, again I say become, it's actualization, it is not just talking. You become conscious collectively, means you become conscious of another person's centers on your fingertips. You also become self-aware. You know about yourself, what centers are catching, where are we going. Like a person who becomes mentally upset, he doesn't know. Till he becomes mad, goes to lunatic asylum and dies, he does not know. But in Sahaja Yoga, immediately you can find out that there's something going wrong with your mental side. If a person gets into cancer, he might get into the state of galloping cancer, about to die, then he may discover that he has got cancer. But in Sahaja Yoga, if there's a little imbalance, immediately it shows on your fingertips. And if you know how to do it, how to correct it, then every problem is solved. So as I told you yesterday, yoga has double meaning. Yoga means union with the divine. That's one. And the second one is the expertise, the deftness, what we call in Sanskrit kaushala. You must have the deftness, how to handle this all-pervading power that is flowing through us, how to understand ourselves, how to understand others. That's an important part of Sahaja Yoga. Now the third thing that happens with self-realization is that you get a state of peace, of bliss, and of joy. When the Kundalini rises above this Agya Chakra, you become thoughtlessly aware. It's called as Nirvichar Samadhi, thoughtlessly aware, where there is no thought in your mind. If you want, you can think. If you want, you can think. But if you don't want, you can be in that state where you don't think. Actually, it's maddening sometimes the way man is thinking, morning till evening, yarns after yarns, useless things, a joyless pursuit. But when this thinking stops, you are above the thoughts. I would say, to give it a simile, that the waves of thought come and go away. Another thought comes and goes away. We are jumping on the cusp of the thought all the time. Supposing we can just get in the center of the thought, that is the present. If we could stop at the present moment, then we are not worried about the thoughts. Like the waves of water, if you are in the waves, you are frightened of that. But supposing you are in a boat, then you can see the waves and enjoy them. In the same way, what happens to you, that you jump up to a higher state of existence through which you see the thoughts. If you want, you don't want to see, you need not see. Now the thoughts that you see also are very wide and deeper, where you get inspirations. That's why, as Dr. Warren has told you, that your creativity improves. You can become tremendously dynamic, because your time is not wasted in wasteful thinking. You just know this is it. This is the exact. This is what we have to do. And that's how people get rid of many of their problems of mental tensions. There's no tension at all. You don't have any worries. You just see the thing like the witness. You become the witness of the whole drama. When you are in the drama, you think you are a part and parcel of the drama. Sometimes you weep with it and cry with it. But when the drama is over, you realize it was just a drama. I was not there. In the same way it happens to you, that you achieve a witness state. It happens to you. Even if you want to get involved, you cannot. You just cannot get it. That's how you can solve the problems better, because you are away from the problems. You can see what the problem is, but when you are in it, you are upset, full of tension, worries. And sometimes people get so upset with it that they commit suicide when they find no solution. But if you are away from it, then you can definitely solve the problem. Now this witness state has to grow within you gradually, with little understanding and with little meditation, which is very simple, which you can do very easily. Nothing has to be done about it. The last center is the center of Sahasrara, they call it, because there are 1,000 petals. 1,000 petals, because there are 1,000 nerves which get enlightened. And the light from the flame, as you see in a candle, in the same way, it appears like tongues of flames, beautiful tongues of flame of various colors. You see them opening out. First you don't see, first you become the light, and then you can see it also, that it opens out as a beautiful lotus of flames of beautiful colors. And you stand in between to see that you are there watching all this within yourself. This center has a speciality, that all the centers you have seen, the 6 centers, are placed in the head. This is what we call the station of the centers, or the pithas. The centers are working there, but actually their guarding forces are in the head. And when the Kundalini comes up and she integrates you and enlightens the brain, all these centers also get enlightened, and you feel that you are completely integrated. Your mind, your body, your soul, all work together. There's no fight. You are extremely restful, you are peaceful, and the bliss you feel actually as physical manifestation. For example, if you want to see something very beautiful, you see something very beautiful and you like it, like Mona Lisa's painting now, many people go to see that. They don't know what they like about it, but I know what it is. When you watch that, there is no thought. There's no thought. When there is no thought, the creation of the artist in that photograph or in that painting or in any beautiful scene or anything that you see, the whole thing is reflected within you as if it's a ripple-less ocean or a ripple-less lake in which all the surroundings are reflected completely. And then you feel actually physically as if the joy and the peace is flowing down you, like peaceful happening. You feel that relaxation just coming on you. Physically also you feel it, and you feel extremely charmed by that.
Just have a final meditation after that lovely talk. Did you want to lead us through that final meditation, Paul, or we'll just put some music on, whatever you...
Yeah, do we want to come here and stay here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Stay here?
Yep. Or you can come up here.
Okay, well, there's not much to say after that talk because there's a lot in that. But basically, when we get up in the morning and clean our teeth and wash our face and get dressed before we go to our work, and also when we come home or before we go to bed, it's advised or very useful to meditate. And the reason is that real meditation or Sahaja Yoga meditation or your self-realization is both very simple and very difficult. It's simple because all you want to do is stop your thinking, stop your thought process, all types of thinking. But that requires practice. So we need to practice, and as we practice, that gap between the thoughts increases and we become much more proficient at meditating. And the reason we can stop our thoughts is pretty obvious, because all our ego and conditionings, all our emotions, all our thoughts, all our worries, all our problems, all our attachments, everything is in the brain. And the only way we can overcome is not the right word, but the only way we can really let all that go is firstly by forgiving, which you can do, and you did it tonight. But ultimately, we have to be in thoughtless awareness. And then we're up here. So that is Sahaja Yoga meditation in a nutshell. And when that happens, you can let go of all these problems in this world today. Most of the health problems, for example, are all psychosomatic, which is coming from our behaviour, coming from our lifestyle. So, thoughtless awareness.
Or you need to sit there because you're too far away from microphone. So
Okay.
online voice is not going to hear.
Okay, well, it's nearly finished now, but we'll just go on meditation.
Yeah, still you go. We can't hear online.
So it's a very simple process, but difficult, and that's what we need to practice. So if you can do that, and the other thing, I guess, to mention is that if you were doing other types of meditation, because there's many different types out there. It's best to put that aside for a while and continue with this meditation, otherwise you don't know which meditation is helping you. Okay, so we'll just go in a little meditation for 5 minutes. And we've already cleared the left and right side, but that is a very good thing to do, particularly if you're feeling imbalanced in your hands in the morning. And in fact, when you come home from work, for example, you should clear your right side, because when you're at work, you're using your physical and mental side, which is your right side, and can exhaust it. And particularly if you're emotionally upset in any way, that's the left side, it's always good to clear that as well. And the other thing you can do is, when you sit down to meditate and you're thinking, which you will be, look at your thoughts. If they're of the past, you can try clearing your left. If they're of the future, you can try clearing your right. Okay, so if we were sitting down in the morning to meditate, we'd sit down, we'd do a bandha. So let's do that. Third, 3 times. And attention on top of the head all the time, and then a rainbow left to right. That's right. And just close your eyes and take your attention, or keep your attention on the top of the head. And just try and maintain the silence within. When you're silent, when you're not thinking, all your problems are released from you. That's where the relaxation comes from, and the serenity. Any thoughts coming in? Not this thought. Or you could say, I forgive this thought. Not this thought. And just put your attention on the palm of your hand without thinking. They should be cool. And if you put your attention inside your heart, you should find it peaceful. You should find satisfaction. You may even feel joy in your heart. You may even feel your heart's almost open like a flower at times. So attention on top of your head. And we can just open our eyes. And try still not to think. Just keep your attention on the top of your head or above it. And then all it takes is 5 or 10 minutes morning and evening meditation like this. And to finish up, we again put on a bandha and tie up our kundalini.
That was really nice, Paul. Thank you.
Great meditation.
Yeah.
And the other trick is to, after you finish meditation, see how long you can hang on to that without thinking, that feeling.
I'm feeling good, but I'm also trying to get the thoughts out of me. Like, I'm trying that. It's helping me a little bit, but still can't get the thoughts out.
Yeah.
But I can feel the coolness in my palm.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes a little bit of discipline. The more you do it, the more that gap between the thoughts will increase.
What I find sometimes with thoughts is because they're very sneaky, they come and you get very enticed and off you go somewhere else. You could try and just pause and say, hang on, where is my attention? And you pull yourself back each time you think, okay, where is my attention? Should I be thinking? And as Paul explained, if it's about the past, you're moving towards the left. If it's about the future, then you're swaying towards the right. So you just always self-awareness about where is my attention. So you can try that for next week and see how that goes. Become aware and say, hang on, where am I at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a metaphor, isn't there, that if you're flying a kite, if a child's flying a kite, you can be talking to other people, but his attention's on the kite. Sort of a simple sort of thing we have to try and achieve.
That's really good. You felt cool on your palms.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yeah. Coolness in my palm. Because before it was a bit of tingling over my finger.
Yeah.
Two of his fingers. And,
It doesn't take too long. So it's just try and keep doing it if you can. And to all our people online as well, hope you felt cleared and thoughtless and that lovely meditation. If you wish to talk to us, have any questions, fire away. Do they have power to unmute themselves? No?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering.
Sneak up here behind Paul.
Yeah.
Stay there, it's all right. I'll just get around the side and make sure everyone has the power.
And all those on YouTube, lovely you could join us, but if you like to communicate, Zoom's perhaps a bit easier. So meanwhile, we do hope you enjoyed your meditation as well.
Yeah, You've got the power now. You can unmute it, or you can put a message in the chat, or you can just chat away. Also, anyone who's on YouTube, if you want to be in, and you're not already, our WhatsApp group, we post daily meditations, 10, 15-minute meditations each day in the WhatsApp group. Or if you want those messaged to you, you can contact us on the website, just send your mobile number and we can add you or just message you the daily meditations. And Aparna, you can also, have we got you onto?
Not
I can
yet.
send you as well if you like, your mobile, I'll add you. Or send you the link at least.
Yep.
So you can also do that. So thanks for joining everyone. I will put on some lovely music for you, hopefully, and can continue on meditating. And otherwise, we'll chat with you if you very quickly come on.
If not, we hope to see you next Monday, same time, 6 o'clock. Thank you for joining.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Very nice. Okay. Turn it down a bit fast.
Very well, Paul.
Thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.